G'day everyone, and welcome to today's live stream. We're just going to have a quick discussion about what's progressing and what's happened recently. So it has been named. Now. So the cyclone is Category 2 Cyclone Koji. Now, as we can see by the graphic for the bomb track map here, the Category 2 winds are still only in that top right quarter of the system. It's still very loose, but according to the bomb and even after a bit of investigating myself, it does look like it just about meets the criteria. So I was like a bit, that's a bit wrong naming it, but after careful consideration, I think it does just scrape through with the bomb's official definition. So we have the latest track map that is now a little bit old, but it's the latest that we've got. The next one won't be out until 8 p.m. local time, so we'll just have to live with this one for now. I've got a few other bits in the background that I will talk through as well. So going through this track map, we've still got that area between Townsville and Bowen as the area that it will cross. It's trending more south again. It did kind of go between Townsville and Ayr. Now it's gone down to below Ayr, sorry. So that's the latest from the bomb. So that's there, and we'll just go through. So we've got the warning area is Innisfail to Mackay, including Townsville, Palm Island, Bowen, Proserpine, and Whitsunday Islands. Intensity as of 2 p.m. is Category 2 winds with sustained winds near the centre of 95 kilometres per hour and gusts of 130 kilometres per hour. Now, going back to that track, it does say near the centre, but that is only that top quarter that is seeing those types of winds. They may extend out as they have with Willis Island, which saw a gust of 133 kilometres an hour winds a bit earlier today. So the winds are extended a little bit further, but those maximum winds are in this particular area that's in the redder shading. So if this system remains in this sort of shape, then it won't be until after landfall will those stronger winds come ashore. Now, looking at the later track map, the winds may extend a bit further south than they are now, so we will see. But so we could see them before, but definitely we'll see them after. Now we'll continue. Okay, so it's within 75 kilometres of blah, 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 blah. 275 kilometres northeast of Townsville, and 225 kilometres east-northeast of Innisfail. It is running at 13 kilometres an hour. Sorry, I'm just checking my Facebook. It's going 13 kilometres an hour, and it's approximately moving in a south area. So it's sorry, I just had to sort something out in the background. Okay, yeah, so it is moving in the south track and going directly towards the coast-ish. It did move slightly to the east again, but the expectation is it will just keep zooming down straight into the coast. Now we'll just have a look at the other tracks that I have. So we're just going to swap over to the current radar image, actually. And just customize and bring that across better for everybody to see. Okay, so here is the current radar image of the area, and you can now see a very defined rotation in that radar image here, and the center will be somewhere around there, I'd say. just going off this particular image here. The rainfall is starting to increase over the Mackay area there. It should increase more over the between Townsville and Cairns as well. So we should see that as it comes closer, especially once it turns into a tropical low again on the when it hits the coast, it will expand out further than it is now. Which will bring me into the forecast radar for later on. Just in having to swap between things to get things on there properly. Okay, so this is via the Weather Watch. Let me try and get. So this is Anthony Cornelius's website that you can subscribe to for $8 a month, and this one is showing the forecast rainfall for about an hour's time. So I think it's a bit overkill to a degree, especially up in the Cairns area, but it does give us an idea as the night progresses of where that rainfall is expected to fall in the next few hours. So to the south near Airlie Beach and Proserpine, that kind of area, and even over Cairns is expected to be a bit more of a focus of rainfall. I'd say, like I just mentioned, I'd say it's more a bit overkill up near Cairns, but definitely wouldn't be surprised if we get some decent heavy rain across the Whitsundays area. So we're just moving on into tomorrow, and by then it should have hit the coast, or be very close to hitting the coast as we see it, and we have it moving down towards Airlie Beach there and crossing. After that, the low is expected to head west and head towards more towards the let's bring up this one, more towards the NT border. Let me just make sure that's on the screen properly. Okay, there we go. So here we have the machine, as we call the machine models. These are actually experimental. They're not exactly AI. I don't know really how to describe them, but as far as I've only just been starting to watch them, but from what I hear, these models have been really, really accurate with past cyclones recently and been getting the landfall pretty spot on. Now, this particular one, which I have actually been watching during this system, it picked up the intensification and it picked up the general landfall that we're expecting now pretty early on. So it's done pretty well. It has around the Air Bowen region as well, as you can see down by this line here, which is the mean of the models, and then you've got all its little assemble runs that really just look crazy. But I'll just remove them just for now. But as you can see, the machine one is showing that the landfall should be more in between Air and Bowen. So those Air Bowen and the Whitsundays area should see that increase in rainfall, which would be good if the rainfall is definitely heavier on the south side, like they typically are. Though Whitsunday, Mackay areas, you should see the rainfall that you've been waiting for, because I think I read somewhere, and I will clarify in the background as I'm talking about the machine one. Mackay has not seen much rain in the last few months. So I'm just quickly going into the records as we talk, just to make sure that what I hear is correct. Yes, they've only had 30 this month. There was only 133 last month. 44 the month before. So yeah, Mackay has had very, very little rain. So if we see this track, this will be great for those guys, because that rain will pull down to the south around Mackay, Serena, could even reach as far south as Rockhampton. So this is how loose and big the rainfall section of this system is going to be. Now we're just going to move to our next. Where is my next thing that I was going to run through? Here we go. So we're just going to look at the system now. So yeah, there it is in the middle there. Hey Renee, so I've just brought up the and hey severe weather chasing. Just brought up the chat so I could see what's there. Now, the system looks a little bit more healthy on satellite. Still looks like a bit of a dog's breakfast, but it is definitely a lot better than it was. You've got that deep convection around closer to the center compared to yesterday, where it was all over the place, out here, out there. And the Joint Typhoon Watch Center has now joined in and put out a track map, because when it was first named, they didn't even have a track map, but they now have. So that's the one we're seeing on Zoom here. Just make sure that it's in thingo properly. Yep, good. I haven't put it out of the frame. So yeah, that's basically where we're at the moment. Most models are going for that air or between Bowen and air kind of track, and that is basically as much information as we have right now. So it's going to cross probably around the early hours of the morning. Let me just quickly go and have a look at the estimations. Estimations coming up now. So around 4 a.m. is the current estimation that the center will go across land. So it's been up and down all over the place. So we'll see how that works out in the end. But at the moment, it's looking like an overnight crossing. I will try and get a live radar feed just going automatically overnight. I'll just keep an eye on what's going on and do what I can when I can. So, but anyway, that's about all I have for today. And thank you once again for watching. And yeah, that's about all we have for this one. It's getting close to landfall, so there's not a huge amount going to change in between now and then. So it's just the landfall area may change slightly, and that area of rainfall. So just heat warnings. As I said in my stream yesterday, I did post that Townsville Airport is now closed, and that's directly from the airport. Anything to do with evacuations, sandbag stuff, speak with emergency services. We can't give you any of that information. They will have all the emergency management stuff on their page. I don't know if it's just Queensland Emergency or something like that, but that'll be where it is. We will share any stuff that we find. But yeah, just keep an eye on those. That's where you get your official emergency management stuff from. So stay safe, and I will